Hi guys, you're welcome back to the channel today. My name is Lady Peace. Just in case you're coming across this channel for the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Please go ahead and hit on the subscribe button and please turn on notification bell so you are notified whenever I upload a new video. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to make this 3-in-1 hair bonnet. So if this sounds interesting, please give this video a thumbs up, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back to engage on my videos. I just wanted to let you know that I love you. So I'm currently making this for a little child. I'm going to tell you how to do this just in case you want to make this for yourself. I'll be showing you how to go about this right in the video. So don't go away. Make sure you watch this video till the end and don't forget to share this video. Don't forget to like, okay? Give this video a thumbs up. So let's go into today's video. Welcome back guys. So these are the materials I'm going to be using. I have my tape here and I also have my tailor's chalk. I have this thread here. I'm going to be using a matching thread. I don't know if that's how they call it, but it has to be the same color, okay, especially when you're making this. So I have this satin fabric here. I have two colors. I have blue and I also have black. Okay, so let me show you guys how to cut this out. So I'm going to keep my blue satin this way and make use of the black so that you can see this clearly when we are cutting this out. So one thing I want to let you know that when you are doing this, make sure that any color you are using the same thread for the both. Okay, so I'm going to first fold this into 2 and then I'll fold it again into 4. If you don't know how to fold this, I have a video on my channel on how to make a satin fabric this way. Please refer back to that video so that you understand how I'm folding this. So I'm using half yard for this, and this is because I'm making this for a very small child. If you know you want to make this for yourself, go ahead and use 1 yard. Okay, you're going to use 1 yard for the both satin fabric. Okay, so I'll fold it into 2 this way, and then I'm going to take the measurements from this area here. So the measurements I'm working with is 9 inches, and this is exactly 9 inches here. Sorry that my hand is blocking this part. So I'm going to use 9 inches to cut this out. So make sure you're placing your tape from this area here. Can you see where I'm placing my tape? I'm going to come down by about 9 inches. Okay, I'm going to cut this here. I'll mark 10 inches here. I'm going to rotate 10 inches round and cut it out. So guys, if you want to make this for yourself, please don't use 10 inches. You need to use 13 inches, or if you want this very big, go ahead and use 15 inches. Okay, so if you are of a bigger size, if you know you're not making this for a little child, use 13 or 15 inches so that this can actually pass round your head. So because I'm making this for a small child, that's why I use 10 inches for this. Okay, I just hope you understand what I'm talking about. I'm done cutting this out. I'll just go ahead and open it so that you see. By the time you are done, you will have a full circle this way. Okay, so if you're of a bigger size, it will be very big. It will be bigger than this. So I'm going to fold this back and then use this same pattern, this same fabric here, to cut out the blue satin fabric we have here. So guys, this is it here after I was done cutting this out. I just did exactly the same thing I did for the black. So I'm going to now turn this right side facing each other this way. Make sure you're placing this correctly. If you have any excess, go ahead and cut it out. So I'll go back to my machine and stitch this down with 1/2 inch. Stitch it down with 1/2 inch and leave about 2 inch away so that by the time you are done, you can be able to turn this over to the right side. So I've stitched this down, and here is the space I told you guys to leave. I leave about 1 inch here, but please make sure you leave about 2 inches so that you can be able to turn this out freely. So I'm going to turn it out to the right side using this open pad here, and then I'll head over to my iron and iron this out. So guys, I've turned this over to the right side, and then I went ahead to iron it. So you see these white lines here. What I did was I came down from the top by 1.5 inch. Okay, so I came down by 1.5 inch and I marked it round this part here. So I'm going to go over to my machine and stitch it down and then close up this part here. So I'll first of all close up this little open space here, and by the time I'm done, I'm going to also stitch round these white lines here. Go ahead and stitch round those lines. This is what I had after I was done stitching this round. So the next thing we are going to do is we're going to go over to our machine and then make pleats round the satin fabric here. You're going to pleat it. We are going to go over to my machine together and do this together. So you're going to see how I'm going to be doing this. So right here, now what I did was, since my blue fabric is going to be facing the down, I made sure I passed my blue threads down this point. So the thread I have up here is my black thread, and this one here is a blue thread, and it's coming from the down part here. If you're a fashion designer, I hope you should understand what I'm talking about. So whatever you're doing, make sure that the both side, like the black thread has to be at the black satin, and the blue thread has to be under. Okay, since we are making use of black and blue, so whatever color you are using, just make sure that you are using a matching color. So I'm just going ahead to pleat this. So what I'm just doing is I will just stitch and then fold in 1 inch. I'm using 1 inch for this, so you can decide to use 1.5 or even a ½ inch. Okay, so I will stitch and then pleat on it this way. Can you see? I'll stitch and make pleats round, and what I'm doing is I make sure I stitch this on top of the 1.5 inch stitches we made earlier. Make sure you are stitching this on top of that very stitches you made earlier. So I'll keep doing this till it gets to the other end. So guys, this is what I had after I was done pleating this. Can you see? So this is how neat it looks, and if you watch closely, you see that my blue thread is exactly on my blue satin fabric, and then the black is on the black satin fabric. So whatever you are doing, make sure you are using the matching thread. So when I turn this over to the black, you see that it has the black thread here. You're not seeing any other color of threads on it. So I have this scuba material. It stretches a lot, like this stretches a lot. Okay, so you should use a fabric that stretches this way to use it around it. So what I have here, I'm going to measure it again so that you see. So I measured from here to this other point here, and I had about 12 inches. So I had about 12 inches. So I used 12 inches to cut this out. So from this part to this part, the length is 12 inches and the width for this is 5 inches. But I will advise you use 4.5 or even 4 inches. Okay. But this person here, she says, I don't know, but that's what she wants. So I need to give her what she wants. So I've gone ahead to stitch and close up the open part. And because this is a scuba material, it was very hard for me to stop stitch on it. But what I did was I went ahead to add paper on top of it before stitching this down. So if you're using this kind of fabric, please make sure you place paper on it before stitching it down. If not, you'll not be able to stitch it. You will notice that while you stitch, some parts are actually jumping. Okay, I just hope you understand, but in case you don't understand what I'm saying, please let me know. Maybe I'll do a tutorial concerning this for you. So I'll just remove all the threads. Can you see? So if you go about it this way, you have a nice result. So by the time you are done, fold this into 2 now. Can you see what I'm doing? So once you are done, fold it into 2. So just look at what I'm doing here. So you're going to fold it, open this pad here just like this, place them together, okay, and then fold this into two this way. Can you see? Just go ahead and fold it into two this way. So if you look at this, you will know that it's very big, but I don't know why she wanted her own to be this big. So I'm just going to fold it into two this way. Make sure that you are placing this correctly. So I'll cut off this excess I have along this part here. Just go ahead and cut off any excess you have by the time you are done having this. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my chalk. Please pay attention to this part because this is the method I want to use to stitch on it. So I'll just make sure that this center here is just along the middle. It has to be on the center part. So I'll use my chalk mark here. Can you see? I'll mark it there, and I'm going to repeat same thing for the part that is inside, okay? So I'll just mark it here, and then I'm going to do same for this other side that is inside. I'll just give it a little mark inside. Can you see? Just go ahead and also mark it inside like this, and then I'll come over to this other side. I'll do the same thing here, okay? Once I'm through, I'll still repeat same thing inside here. So right now I'm done with this part. I'm going to fold it again into two like this, making sure that the first mark we made is aligned, like it's just equal, making sure that everything is just equal. So I'm going to also mark here and repeat same thing inside just like this. I also mark it here and repeat same thing inside just like this as well. So I'm going to now bring my cap. I'll bring it and also do same thing for this other side here. Just go ahead and make sure that you are aligning this correctly. Make sure it's okay. You placed it very well actually. So I'm going to also mark this point. Just go ahead and also mark that point just like what I'm doing here, and then I'll come over to this other side. I'll mark it here, okay? So once I'm through, I'm going to also fold it again into two again, turn it again like this, just like we did for the scuba material, and make sure you are placing this and make sure it aligns, okay? So I'll also do same thing for this other side. I'm going to not mark it here, sorry, and also mark it here like this. So by the time I'm done, I'm now going to place this scuba material on top of it, making sure that all the marks I make are like, I will place one of it, like place them. Just look at what I'm doing. I think you understand better. So I'll pick this part here where the chalk is on the cap. I'll also place them together. Make sure you are making them, let them meet each other. This part here where we marked, and this other one where we marked, make sure that they are meeting each other. And once I'm through, I'm going to also make sure that this, you can see that this part really meets each other like this. So I'll go back to my machine and stitch them down. So I'm done stitching this down. I also went ahead to use paper again for this. Like I told you, I'm using the scuba material, and if I don't do this, I won't be able to stitch on it. So the reason why we marked the cap before we go ahead to stitch it was so that at the end of the day you will not have excess on it. So this was how mine looks after I was done making this. So I'm going to be making this for myself so that you understand better. But I know this video is very detailed, and if you actually know what you're doing, you understand better. So this is how it's going to be. You can decide to turn this over to the blue side. You can decide to turn this over to the black side. You can even decide to use this without the cap, or sorry, the elastic band here. You can decide to use it without the elastic band. So this is how the back looks. And this is how mine came out. So if you watch this video to the end, thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and hit on the subscribe button, and please turn on notification bell. So in my next video, I'm going to see you guys. Bye.